Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today, grab yourself a hot drink and get ready for a Q&A. Good old Q&A. We haven't done one of these in quite a while and you guys really seem to find them helpful. So that's why we're here. That's why we're doing this. I ask you guys over on Instagram what would be the most helpful for you to talk about, what y'all wanted to know, and this is what y'all came up with. If you enjoy these kinds of videos, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that these are still helpful to you because we've done several in the past and they've been helpful. Also, if you want to hang out some more with me, feel free to subscribe and click that notification bell. I would love to get to hang out with you some more. We talk all things wavy curly hair here on this channel. So without further ado, without too much more of this intro, let's get started. My hair always feels dry even when wet. It never has any slip. How do I deal with this? Well, this could be several things. This could be a multitude of issues. One, if you are first starting out on this wavy curly hair journey, this healthy hair journey, you're just now discovering that you might have waves and curls instead of just poofy frizz. It is quite possible that your hair is damaged. I know. I'm sorry. It happens. We have some damaging hair practices that we tend to give up when we start this process. So if you have incredible amounts of highlights in your hair, perhaps you have an old keratin treatment in your hair that is worn off. There are several different chemical processes that you can do to your hair that will make it very high porosity and therefore make it feel very dry and rough to the touch. Another thing that could be going on is that your hair is on the coarser side, meaning that each individual hair strand itself is more substantial, is thicker, is wider. Lastly, it is quite possible that you have some pretty serious hard water buildup on your hair or product buildup. And there are a myriad of different ways to remove buildup from your hair. Some of my favorites are to use a sulfate shampoo. I know, everyone recommends that you use a sulfate-free shampoo. Well, I'm saying you need to use a sulfate. Why? Because they are incredibly effective at removing a variety of different kinds of buildup from the hair. Then, once you have finished using your sulfate shampoo, I would highly recommend going in with some sort of deep conditioner, leaving that on your hair for 30-ish minutes. Maybe you wrap your head up in a towel to trap in the warmth. Maybe you go the extra step and buy something like a thermal hair care hothead. Yes, I do have a discount down below for you if you would like to get yourself a thermal hair care hothead. They are magical. To increase the penetration power of that deep conditioner, highly recommend. Guess what? This is also a decent solution if you have coarse hair and damaged high porosity hair. Turns out that a good clarify and deep condition session, clarify means to use something pretty strong to strip off buildup from the hair, like a sulfate shampoo. A good clarify and deep condition session fixes a lot of wavy curly hair problems. Circling back to if this is because you just started this process and your hair's in transition and really mad and angry and you were using silicones and now you're not using silicones in your hair care and your hair's really missing the silicones because now there's no slip, I do want to encourage you that my hair felt exactly like that when I first started. I have had super tangly hair for the majority of my life, and it has only been in the last 4 years that my hair has finally stopped being so dadgum tangly. And that's because it's gotten healthier. So it does get better. Just give it some time. Best stuff for volume. Wow. Okay, as my hair is getting longer, it's getting harder and harder to maintain the floof, maintain the volume. My hair is getting heavier. It just is. And CurlSmith just came out with this product. This video is not sponsored. If you want volume, This is really cool. It kind of makes each individual curl clump slightly bigger and more voluminous without weighing the hair down. I don't know what they did. Like, reading the ingredients label, I see some pretty awesome stuff in here, but it all combines magically into a really neat curl enhancing, volumizing product. From now on, if I say curl enhancer and you want to think of what product is the ideal curl enhancer in your mind, it is this. This enhances the curls so much. Okay, I'm gonna quit having my small love affair with this product on camera. Have you tried washing with a low poo and using a leave-in conditioner only for detangling? So, good old Welshy curly girl, Sosh, over on the Instagrams, has been talking about this for a long time, and I just couldn't ever make myself try it. I've finally started playing around with using a low poo, which is a sulfate-free shampoo, sulfate, silicone, and drying alcohol-free foaming, sudsing, cleansing product. Wow, that was a description. I've been using a low poo and then following it up with just my regular tiny amount of leave-in conditioner, completely skipping rinse out conditioner altogether. I know. How many times am I going to gasp in this video? Comment down below the number of gasps that I do. Anyway, I like this technique. It is interesting. I think it fits and works for a very select hair type, like a very narrow window of humans. And the reason for that is that the majority of people need to use a rinse out conditioning product, whether that is a hair mask, a hair treatment, or a standard daily rinse out conditioner. This is because the hair cuticle needs to be smoothed back down after using a low poo. A low poo will slightly lift the hair cuticle due to the slightly elevated pH, and rinse out conditioners have a slightly lower pH, so they smooth that hair cuticle back down. Most people need a rinse out conditioner. However, I have incredibly fine, low porosity hair. My hair tends to be very silky, which if you'd asked me 4 years ago if silky hair would be a bad thing, I would have said no, give me all the silky hair. But the silkier my hair gets, the limper and more lifeless it looks. So as I'm prone to having really fine, silky hair that wants to be limp and be weighed down, I have started skipping that rinse out conditioner and just using a leave-in conditioner. Leave-in conditioners have a neutral pH, so they don't necessarily smooth that hair cuticle down, but they do give the hair a moisture boost to some extent. So I have been playing around with this off camera, collecting my thoughts. I will share them, perhaps in a full dedicated video in the future. Are you subscribed yet? I know, riveting. Let's stick around for a video where I don't use rinse out conditioner in my hair. The shock, the awe factor. Products for low porosity hair. I'm a beginner and don't know what I should buy. Oh, my lands. The market in the hair care industry has just exploded with so many options. I started this process 4 years ago, back in May of 2018, and there were a lot of options then, and I would say there are 10 times the options now. So making distinct product recommendations is becoming harder and harder and harder. There are so many good products out there. So I'm going to give some generalizations about what you should be looking for, but then you can choose for yourself what fits with your budget and your preferences. Low porosity hair tends to tolerate slightly stronger surfactants than hair that is very high porosity and damaged and or super coarse. Super coarse hair doesn't like really strong surfactants, but you can have really coarse hair that's also low porosity. So see why it's hard to make a single recommendation? I really do like the CurlSmith weightless line for low porosity hair. It doesn't tend to build up. It's really nice. It's all the products with the blue label from CurlSmith. There are products in the drugstore that I really like as well. The Kristen S fragrance-free Shine shampoo and conditioner are lovely, along with Maui Moisture Hibiscus, the pink bottles of Maui Moisture. They're really good. The conditioner is not curly hair friendly in that it does contain a drying alcohol, but I let that one slide and I go ahead and I use that conditioner from time to time. Anyway, the reason it contains the drying alcohol is that it is used as an emulsifier for some very nourishing ingredients in the product. So that's why I let it slide. What is your routine for day 2, 3, 4? Basically, how do you refresh till wash day? I avoid refreshing my hair like the plague. I hate it. This is the weakest part of my curly hair game, but I do want to brag on myself a little bit. I've been pushing myself out of my comfort zone and trying to refresh more often. I'm scared. I don't want to do it. Courtney, face your fears. Embrace the refresh. Well, this is looking promising. I'm gonna let this just air dry and then I will be back to show you the final refreshed results. Here are the results with it 100% dry after refreshing. Let's take a look and see if it looks any better than right after I let it out of the pineapple and let it settle. Like, that's my biggest thing. Was it worth the effort of spraying down some water on it? I mean, that was pretty easy, but let me turn around and let's take a look. Not too shabby. This is day 2 hair that I did refresh. So, go me. Lately, what I've been enjoying has been just smoothing over a little bit of spray leave-in conditioner on my hair, giving it a scrunch, maybe spraying down some water on my hair to lightly reactivate the products from wash day and giving my hair a scrunch and letting it air dry. This has been giving me pretty decent results lately and I've really been enjoying it. However, when my hair was in transition, I couldn't even look at a spray bottle without my hair getting wildly frizzy. What worked better for refreshing when my hair was in transition was to just get my hands wet in the sink and just prayer hands the water into my hair and scrunch it. That worked better than a spray bottle. Lately, I've been liking a spray bottle. Aw, this is a sweet question. How often do you get to go riding these days? Do you still train or ride for pleasure? I have talked about this before here on the internets. I used to be a professional barrel horse trainer for about 15 years. I absolutely loved it. I am not currently training professionally, but me and my sister, we have a standing sister date to ride once a week together just for pleasure, just to hang out, and we have been loving it. It has been awesome. This was a pretty common question, which is fair because I talk about hair dryers a lot. What hair dryers would you recommend that are more affordable than the Dyson? Just about everything is more affordable than the Dyson. And I have been getting tons of requests to compare the Laifen hair dryer to the CurlSmith hair dryer to the Shark hair dryer. All 3 of which I have spoken about on this channel and have done in-depth reviews of each and compared each of these to the Dyson, but not to each other. And there is a reason for that. It's the same reason that I don't like recommending blanket perfect products for you to buy and try to start the curly girl method. There is no one perfect product for every single head of hair out on the planet. It's particularly difficult to talk about hair dryers because of the price. This is something where when you tend to invest more money into it, you tend to see a return. The nicer hair dryers simply cost more, but they last longer, they're more powerful, they're quieter, there's lots of benefits when you get into the higher price point of the hairdryers. But honestly, you don't even need a hairdryer. Need is a relative term. You could air dry your hair. You could get away with a $10 hairdryer from Walmart, so long as it has a cold setting and doesn't cook your hair at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Your hair is not sourdough bread. It does not need to be that hot. So that being said, here are the things that I like about the Laifen, the CurlSmith hairdryer, and the Shark hairdryer. But honestly, any of these are amazing and worth it. The Laifen is amazing because it is quiet and the most lightweight of these three hairdryers. The dry times do tend to be very similar between these three hairdryers, so there's not a giant difference there. The CurlSmith hairdryer is awesome because it never gets too hot, ever. It's specifically designed with a hard cutoff point to not get above a certain degrees for curly hair. So if you're wanting to style your hair straight with this hairdryer, it's not gonna get very hot. However, the diffuser on the CurlSmith is amazing. It's the size of a dinner plate. It can dry an entire side of your head all at once. And the Shark hairdryer is so cool because it comes with various attachments. The smooth hair attachment on the Shark hairdryer definitely beats out that Revlon brush for blow drying your hair straight. If you so desire to be a curly hair rebel and blow dry your hair straight, the Shark hairdryer has an amazing attachment for that. The diffuser on the Shark has extendable teeth. The downside to the Shark is that it does get kind of hot. It is similar to the Dyson in that regard. It does get hot, but it's very powerful, dries the hair faster than the Dyson, and comes with a ton of cool attachments. So there's variety there. There's the information I've got for you. You can make the decision yourself of those three hairdryers, or you could just use a $10 hairdryer from Walmart if you so choose, or no hairdryer at all, or your ceiling fan to dry your hair. There you go. Can you suggest any other low porosity, helpful curly people to follow on Instagram or YouTube? I love Marisa Curls. That is an awesome low porosity hair person to follow. She is making so much helpful content on the interwebs. Absolutely go check her out. My Main Curls is another really helpful person to follow. Well, this is more difficult than I thought. Finding a good low porosity person to follow is tricky. All right, I'm just gonna make one more recommendation because I can't just recommend two. I have to recommend three because that feels right. I will recommend also Curly Fit Mom to you. I don't think her hair is crazy low porosity, but girl's got some tips when it comes to curls. She has a different approach to curls. She doesn't use all the standard styling techniques that everybody else uses. So if you've been trying all the other stuff and things and it hasn't been working for you, Danielle may have some seriously awesome tips for you. All right, and that is it for this Q&A. Don't click out of the video because there will be bloopers at the end. I hope you are having an absolutely fantastic day. I can't wait to see y'all in the next video, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Not too bad for day 2. So do you even need, okay, another big, oh my gosh, this is gonna be fun to edit. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about that. The dry times are similar with, the dry times do tend to be very similar between these three hair dryers. Also, finally, found one. Well, she says she's medium porosity. Poo on that. I'm about to give up.